Fam, remember the days when My Hero Academia was a story about a quirkless kid in a society filled with quirks and him working hard, and he inherited a quirk that gave him the super strength, but he had to overcome it, and it was lighthearted, filled with these training expedition arcs, and it just felt like a whole Superman-esque story. Well, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not even mad that it changed up, because fam, shit done got darker and darker, and I am not mad at all. It definitely is a showcase and a telling of where the story is at, where the times is at in terms of popular literature to a certain degree, because I've noticed it's kind of a common theme I'm seeing in a couple of different stories now, that once a series takes off and gets to a certain point and the times start changing once they've been around for a decent amount of time, certain elements that were originally a core staple of what the story was all about start to change in terms of the narrative, and it becomes not necessarily a different story, but the tone definitely moves into a different direction. And My Hero Academia yet again has definitely morphed with these last few chapters, with this arc, and even this chapter in general yet again is another emphasis on this is a different story than the story we started off with. I'm not saying that in a bad way, I'm not saying that in a good way, I'm saying it as a factual statement that this is not the same My Hero Academia. If you was into it in the beginning, you checked it out, maybe you didn't like it, maybe it was not for you, this is not that same vibe, this is not that same feel. If My Hero Academia started off as a story of how Superman became Superman, now it is a story of how Batman became Batman, and maybe it might switch back over, maybe this is a Batman-esque type of arc and it'll eventually overall go back to where it once began. But as it stands right now, I'll say it again, this is like the story of Batman in a way. Minus the dead parents, although we haven't had any confirmation as to what the heck happened with Deku's father in a long time, and his mother survived the big bout against Gigantomachia and things like that, so there's that. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about. All Might is getting even more vicious and savage. The battle against Lady Nagant, we're gonna say Nagant. Lady Nagant is getting more vicious and savage, and Deku, yeah, Fajing, the next quirk that he is utilizing of the multiple quirks. Remember when it was just one for all? Now it's like 8 quirks for one dude or some shit. Let's talk.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, so My Hero Academia chapter 313. It starts off with a surprising shock that, holy smokes, All Might survived the bomb that was thrown at him in the All Might Mobile, which it now actually has its own name, which is a shame because I would have loved for it to actually have been called the Might Mobile or the All Might Mobile, but I guess they want to avoid being too close to, hey, this is Batman inspired. But following the big explosion, All Might describes that only Hercules, which I guess that's the name of the car that he's driving, this Batmobile-esque type of vehicle, this is the only car that could actually survive such an explosion. And All Might tosses himself out of the vehicle with 2 dudes with murderous intent coming at him, and yeah, it just seems like wow, because you gotta remember, like, and that's I guess also why things have changed in terms, like, I've said this before, but I gotta say it again, especially in times like this. I remember when All Might was undoubtedly my favorite character of My Hero Academia, and it's just wild how much that certain arcs have had major impact. Like, you go back to the All for One battle against All Might, a lot of people, including myself at the time, initially were like, man, that would have been a great time for, if All Might was going to die, for him to have died right there. He survived it, but ultimately, to a certain degree, the series has never been the same again. Like, for starters, All Might went from being my favorite character, hands down, in My Hero Academia, to, he's okay, he's alright, and in this chapter, it was like one of the biggest, most epic moments he's had in a long time, because we had these 2 bozos that at first didn't even know that they were going after All Might. Like, when he threw himself out of the vehicle, they were like in shock for a second, like, oh shit, that's All Might, and then they had to justify themselves with, oh well, All Might died a long time ago, this is a shriveled up man, this isn't All Might by any means, so we're just gonna refer to them as the 2 bozos. And I love that scene where All Might bosses up, and even though, he's a shriveled up, like, really, what is he gonna do? He got that briefcase, maybe there's something in that briefcase, maybe he could buff up for a split second and do something in the buff form, because remember, he could still turn into the buff form, but it lasts like, what was it, a second, 3 seconds or some shit like that. Maybe he could walk up to them, go into the buff form, and swing a punch that'll knock them out for in like all a split of a second or some shit. I don't know, because if I'm not mistaken, the embers of One for All, there's still like tiny remnants where again he could go into the form, or it's going to be something with that briefcase. But either way, when he started giving that speech and he was like, yo, that kid went through more shit than me, and I kind of forced all this on him to to begin with. The day anything happens to him is the day I die, because he puts two and two together. Oh, they're trying to separate me from Deku. They're trying to cut the signal and cut the cord because there's an assassin after Deku. I just love that scene, and I had to give you guys a backstory of my love and appreciation of the character All Might changing from the All for One days, because this was one of the best moments All Might has had in a long time. This is a darker arc. You know, he's in the middle of the night in a rainy night where dude's trying to assassinate him and shit like that, and he's there getting epic and bossing up and shit. Like, that was awesome. I like that. I wish we would get more of that. I missed the days where I could say hands down, oh yeah, best character of My Hero All Might all day. Like, yeah, I would like to get those feelings back. But I guess if you go to a series like Black Clover, there were certain characters that, you know, once upon a time you felt that way and now you don't because of a big change that happened. So yeah. Then we cut to the other side of things, and Deku is still running away, or, you know, trying to evade for the time being Lady Nagant. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm just gonna say it, and if you agree with me, hands down, you gotta drop a like with me, okay? Because I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there in 3, 2, 1. Lady Nagant is a bad motherfucker. Like, yo, woo, bad bitch, bad bitch, bad bitch. Oh my god. Yes, I went there, fam, because Deku gets shot from behind and he's just puzzled. He's like, how the hell is this bitch doing this to me? I'm the chosen one. But Lady Nagant is doing her airwalk, and that's what's giving her the advantage, because Deku wasn't aware of that. But yeah, fam, she got an extra boost, and I ain't gonna lie, Horikoshi is in his horny bag. The way he drew this bitch, I'm like, oh my god, I can't stop looking at Lady Nagant. And Deku can't react fast enough, and he's trying to use different things. He uses, I want to say it was the 6th predecessor's quirk to try and do like a full-on blast. But like, yeah, he's struggling to keep up with this woman, and that's just a boost to her credibility. Even if Deku takes her out the very next chapter, it's been showcased, oh no, she's some serious business. We've had a big setup to showcase that she's no bullshit. And I mean, don't get it twisted, because she's even recognizing and understanding like Deku's no joke either. She's like, yo, he got multiple quirks, like he's full of surprises. So yeah, he's also taking Nagant by surprise. They're kind of surprising each other. But once again, the predecessors have to step in. I forget which one it was that tells him basically like, yo, didn't we already speak about this? Like, yo, you're using too much smoke, it's not going to work. But they start to quickly realize, oh shit, he's going to use the 3rd predecessor's quirk. And they're like, yo, you're not ready for this. What are you trying to do? And I ain't gonna lie, it really, like, I'm already accepted. Like, it's been over 100 chapters, I want to say now, since the idea and the concept of Deku having multiple quirks, ever since Black Whip became a thing, that yeah, Deku's gonna have mad quirks. But I'm still a little bit, to a certain degree, I guess I gotta admit, still like not puzzled, not surprised, just kind of flabbergasted to a certain degree of like, yo, this motherfucker's got another quirk now. Like, I've already accepted he's, you know, doing float, and he's doing Black Whip and the smoke screen, and his spidey senses be tingling and shit, and it's like, Fajin, homie never even tested this quirk before, and he's about to use it. And I'll be honest with you, a part of me, I want, to a certain degree, somebody to have to come and help Deku, because like, yo, he is looking a little bit OP right now. Like, if Lady Nagant is everything that she's been set up to be, right, everything she's been cracked up to be, she's epic, she has, you know, just her techniques is ridiculous, the way she's able to shoot the bullets and all of that jazz. If Deku was able to defeat her with a half-baked, like, untested quirk, that's kind of like, god damn, like, that's a great big admission of where Deku's at strength-wise. Like, you can't fuck with him. But then, like, okay, so Lady Nagant isn't all that, because he's using, you know, an untested quirk and taking her out. And damn, RIP to Gran Torino's cape, with Deku using that as a decoy to kind of lure her into a certain position. Fam, even when Lady Nagant was aiming there with her freaking sniper rifle shit, I can't, oh my god. And she blasts the decoy, to which Deku pops up out of nowhere saying, yo, too bad I wasn't in there. Like a blast of light, basically using, I guess it was the 3rd quirk, if I'm not mistaken, Fajin. And yeah, it looks like Lady Nagant is about to be knocked out or in big trouble, because now all Deku got to do is hit her with a little bit of a, even 10%, 15%, and she'll probably be out cold. So I'm guessing next chapter Lady Nagant is going to be knocked out. I'm not sure, but either way, this chapter yet again just solidifies Deku is like damn near on a god tier level at this point. The amount of quirks he has, the way he's able to utilize quirks that he ain't even used yet. This is the first time he's about to use it, and Lady Nagant is seemingly about to take the beats. And I'm like, god damn, like, yo, we're in different territory. But I'm very curious what you guys thought about this chapter 313 of My Hero Academia. How do you feel about Deku's Fajin, a new quirk that, let's just quickly take a look at the definition. It means to issue or discharge power explosively, or refining the explosive power. So take from that what you will. A lot of dots sometimes seem like they're connecting with these predecessors that were initially a mystery and now they're not. And your overall thoughts and expectations for the future of My Hero Academia with 314 and beyond. Like, yo, shit is dark. All Might fighting these two bozos in the middle of the night where they're trying to assassinate him. Deku fighting an assassin. Like, yeah, different story. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And yo, Deku, he's a damn near god now, mate. But Lady Nagant, woohoo!